Do narcissists cheat? Wrong question. The real question is, how many ways can they betray you without ever touching someone else? Because the truth is, yes, narcissists almost always cheat, but not just with their bodies. They cheat emotionally, digitally, financially, spiritually, and physically. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize these cheating patterns are happening until they're already broken. Sleeping with someone else is only the tip of the iceberg. Let's start with a modern form of betrayal that's easy to hide and easy to deny: cyber cheating. Diving into DMs, sexting, explicit video chats, secret social media accounts. Cyber disloyalty is rampant among narcissists. They'll argue that it's not real because there's no physical contact, but it's real enough to shatter trust, drain intimacy, and violate the emotional contract of a relationship. A woman shared, well, he never really actually cheated. But when you're constantly made to feel like everything else matters more than you, that's betrayal too. How can I compete with all these polished porn stars on his screen? I always come second, and that made me feel horrible. Emotional cheating. Narcissists often seek emotional validation outside the relationship. They build connections with others to feed their ego and feel desired. It doesn't involve sex at first, but it's just as damaging. Partners feel betrayed not just by actions, but by the fact that love, trust, and attention meant for them is being given to someone else. One person shared with a broken heart, it wasn't even about the sex, it was the betrayal. Because when they give their hearts to someone else, it's not just physical, it's emotional abandonment. They don't need to touch someone else to betray you. Sometimes all it takes is a scream and a lie. Physical cheating. This is the most obvious kind. Sexual activity outside the relationship. It could be one-night stands, long-term affairs, escorts, or casual encounters. Narcissists often detach from emotional accountability, treating physical infidelity like a separate issue. In their mind, as long as they are still providing or coming home at night, they're not doing anything wrong. Object cheating. Sometimes the other woman isn't a person. It's an obsession. Narcissists may bury themselves in work, fitness, status, or their phones. It becomes a way to avoid connection while still blaming you for the disconnection. You will feel pushed aside by something that becomes more important than the relationship itself.
I used to think cheating meant sleeping with someone else, but I was replaced by his job, his phone, the gym, anything that wasn't me. And then, when he did talk to someone else, it wasn't physical, it was worse. He gave her all the things I used to get, his attention, his jokes, his softness. Meanwhile, I felt like furniture in our own home. I kept asking myself, what's wrong with me? I stopped feeling like a partner and started feeling like a placeholder. It wasn't just rejection, it was erasure, like I never mattered in the first place.
If any part of that story hit you hard and you're sitting with that feeling of worthlessness, like you are never enough, I've created a short meditation on my channel specifically for that. The link is in the description if you need it. Now let's talk about the kind of cheating that doesn't happen in a bedroom, but in bank statements, receipts, and silence. Financial cheating. Hidden accounts, secret purchases, debt you didn't know about. Narcissists often lie or manipulate when it comes to money, either to control the relationship or to fund their double lives. Financial deceit creates a different kind of betrayal, one that undermines both safety and trust. And here's the kicker. Most of them will swear they've done nothing wrong, even with the evidence in your hands. Why? Because admitting it would shatter their carefully crafted image. Their identity relies on appearing good or innocent. So when they cheat, they'll twist the truth, blame you, or act like you're paranoid. Here's the mind bender. Once you catch a narcissist crossing that red line, they stop trusting you altogether. Why? Because now you've seen behind the mask, and that makes you dangerous to their lie. Many people assume cheating is just about desire or the thrill of something new. But with narcissists, it's often about control. It's a power play. It's testing how far they can push you before you break. And when you don't leave, that tells them they can go even further. And later in this video, you'll hear from someone who lived in the trap, punished for apologizing and punished for not apologizing. If you've ever felt like you couldn't win no matter what you did, stay with me. They may not even want the other person. They just want to know that they can still get them. The whole point to dominate and feed their ego. And by the time they cheat, you've already been emotionally starved, confused, or broken down by these insidious tactics. Because cheating is just a symptom. This is the sickness. Love bombing. At the beginning or after they've been caught, they'll shower you with gifts, praise, affection. It feels magical, overwhelming, and intoxicating. But it's not love. They're building trust quickly so that they can use it later to manipulate or excuse betrayal. They'll cheat just to test you, to see if you'll stay. Then, when you finally walk away, they'll say you never really loved them. It's emotional torture disguised as insecurity. Emotional withdrawal. Suddenly, the affection stops. They become cold, distant, irritated. It's not random. It's punishment and control. Withholding love keeps you chasing. You wonder what you did wrong. You try harder, and they regain power. It creates an imbalance that sets the stage for justifying infidelity. Nighttime cruelty. This is a tactic most people don't talk about. Narcissists often pick nighttime right before bed to start fights, criticize you, or emotionally withdraw. Why? Because it destabilizes your nervous system. You lie awake anxious while they sleep soundly. It's a form of psychological warfare designed to wear you down. Predatory listening. They listen, but only to use what you say against you later. You open up, you share your fears, your pain, your insecurities, your trauma. Later, these exact things are weaponized in arguments or used to justify their actions. Now listen to this. If you've ever felt like nothing you did was ever right, this will hit home.
I felt like I was constantly proving I deserved love. She didn't just lie, there was just nothing I could do right for this woman. After I asked her why she was flirting with that guy at the bar, she suddenly got extremely cold and said I never apologize when I say something hurtful. So I started apologizing more often. Then she criticized me for apologizing too much and said, I'm pathetic. This is the double bind. Damn you if you do, damn you if you don't.
If you're watching this and these patterns sound familiar, trust what you see, not what you are told. Words lie, actions don't. You deserve honesty, safety, and love that doesn't come with conditions, confusion, or emotional warfare.